I want you to be honest with yourself for a quick second. Do you actually know what you're actually doing with your money, or are you just guessing, making decisions and hoping that they're right? Listen, that's not a discipline problem. Let's be honest, that is a clarity problem. On February 10th, I'm doing a free live class called Stop Guessing with Your Money. I am going to be walking you through how to get real structure around your finances, so you're not wondering if you're on track. You just know. It's going to be on YouTube. It's free. I want you to come hang out with us. I want you to register, because if you register, you'll get reminders to replay and some extra bonuses. And also, we're giving away $5,000 live that night to help someone get ahead in year 2026. Listen, all you got to do is go to anthonyoneal.com/stop guessing. Again, that is anthonyoneal.com/stop guessing. Hey, let's have an amazing 2026. And you know what? Head over there. February 10th. I'm going to see you soon. Let's get back to the show.
I've had several couples, and specifically wives, I'm gonna be honest with you, say that, man, I cannot enjoy intimacy or sex with my husband because I am concerned and I'm thinking about how are we gonna pay these bills? If you don't have these 3 buckets set up,
You'll always be one emergency away
from being broke or one emergency away from living paycheck to paycheck, no matter the size of your income. There's a system that works for everyday families who want to break the cycle and build real wealth. And today I'm going to be giving you 3 buckets every family needs. The future bucket, the safety bucket, and the last one is the dreams bucket. This is the bucket that saves marriages. Fam, wealth isn't just about money. It's about freedom, it's about peace, it's about legacy.
Almost 50% of the people who watch and listen to this show every single week aren't even subscribed yet. That means half of you all are just passing by, but you're missing out on the fullness of this journey. Listen, this isn't just a YouTube show or a podcast. This is a movement to help you get out of the red, get into the black, break free from consumer debt, and start building real wealth. Not just for you, not just for your family, but what about for your children's children who possibly you will never even meet, but they'll know who you are because you left them something. Listen, every single episode is about giving you the tools, the mindset, and the community to finally experience the freedom, the peace, and the abundance you've been praying for. Come on, somebody. I want you to be able to say yes to your dreams and to stop worrying about bills and to leave a legacy that outlives you. But you can't do it alone. Better yet, you should not even be doing it alone. But the truth of the fact is, you don't have to do it alone. If you are tired of just surviving and you're ready to start thriving, hit that subscribe button right now. Don't just watch from the sidelines. I want you to join this amazing community. Let's break these chains together and build the future you deserve. Your journey to financial freedom starts with one simple step today. Just hit that subscribe button, and together we're gonna build something amazing. Here's the second step. Pay attention to today's show. Let's get to it.
Most people think that building wealth is about making a lot of money. But what's the truth? We got to ask ourselves this question up front. Let me tell you the truth. If you don't have these 3 buckets set up, you'll always be one emergency away from being broke or one emergency away from living paycheck to paycheck, no matter the size of your income. Let's get real for a minute. 7 out of 10 families are living paycheck to paycheck. And when I say families, I want to put this into perspective and make sure that you understand what I'm saying. I'm not talking about one person. When we say families, we're talking about 2 adults and 1.5 children, meaning 1 child that's of age and a newborn. More than half of Americans, these are single now individuals, can't even cover a $1,000 emergency fund. And if we really go deeper to the individuals who look like me, the average Black household has just 10% of the net worth of the average white household. This stat specifically comes from the Federal Reserve, right? So I'm not just guessing this out of my head. I'm giving you factual numbers. But here's why I get so excited to do what I do. This is why I love releasing a show every Monday and Wednesday. This is why I love teaching at Virginia Union University. This is why I'm so excited that I'm at Regent University getting my doctorate degree. Because we got some good news. There is a system that works, not just for Wall Street, not just for, the rich individuals, not just for the celebrities, not just for the hip hop artists and the athletes. No, there's a system that works for average people who can do extraordinary things. There's a system that works for everyday families who want to break the cycle and build real wealth. And today I'm going to be giving you 3 buckets every family needs: the future bucket, the safety bucket, and the last one is the dreams bucket. I'll break down what goes into each and how to set them up, and why this system is the foundation for generational wealth. Why this is the system and the foundation that is going to work not just for you, but you can take this information and pass this down to your children. So I want you to dial in today. If you're driving, turn me up, put your phone on Do Not Disturb. If you're walking around the house, hey man, turn me up even more. So when you walk into the other room or while you're cooking, you can hear me. And also do me a favor, share this with a friend. Share this with someone. If you love your friends, you'll share this with them, period. I want to talk about why most people never build wealth. Why people always stay in the middle class income bracket and never get to the wealthy class, right? I teach that money flows 2 ways. Money flows in and money flows out. Let's say it a different way so you can get it. Money comes in and money leaves. It goes out. Bills, rent, groceries, parties. Me and my team, we were I took them out to lunch the other day, and the bartender, she was telling me that how the average bottle at a lounge today is $650. And I was just flabbergasted. I was like, I'm not paying $650 for a daggone bottle that only cost me $50 inside the store. And she's like, well, we sell it so much because, you get the girls coming out. Yeah. And I'm like, I said, well, how many do y'all sell a night? Oh, everybody wants to do the bottle. Everybody wants to have that experience. It's really not about the drink. They just want their name on a big old thing and have the girls coming out pretty much half naked, let's be honest, and doing this. You see, but at the end of the month, watch this. The same people who bought the bottles, the same people who did all this, they have nothing. And they even have nothing left for the future. There's no margin, there's no peace, there's no plan, but there was fun. I want to ask you this question. Maybe you're not the person who's having a lot of fun. Maybe you are the individual that is working every single day and a lot of your money is going to your necessities. Does this sound familiar to you? Drop a yes in the comment section if you're watching a replay of this, or drop a yes in the comment section or in the chat section if you're watching this live while it premieres. Drop a yes if you ever felt like your money just disappears. I want to be honest with you. It's not just yourself. You see, according to the Federal Reserve, 60% of Americans do not have $1,000 saved for emergencies. In our community, specifically the Black African American community, the number is even higher. But that's not just about emergencies. It's about opportunity. When the biggest wealth transfer in history is happening, $84 trillion over the next 20 years is going to be shifting to us. And if we are not positioned, we will get left behind. So how? How do we get positioned? Well, for me, I really believe that there has to be a system and a strategy that we follow, not just a budget, not just a dream, a system and a strategy that actually works automatically every single month down to every single day. And so I have 3 buckets that is on my wall in my office. And I want to share with you the 3 buckets that I honestly make sure that every single month I am depositing into these buckets. And I want you to write down these buckets. And when you're doing your budget throughout the month, I want to make sure that you are depositing money and that you are actively looking at, okay, do we have it in this bucket? Do we have it in this bucket? And what are we putting in this bucket? If you follow this system and this strategy on top of everything else that you've learned from me and that you will learn from me throughout the rest of this year, I promise you this system is going to pay off. Here's bucket number 1. Bucket number 1. I call this the future bucket. This is your wealth bucket. This is the bucket that's going to make sure that you are positioned to retire whenever you're ready to retire. This is the bucket that you have investing inside of, and that this is the bucket that your generational wealth transfer will come from this bucket. Because this is the bucket that your 401k, your IRAs, your Roth IRAs, your index funds, your ETFs, your real estate, your land, your assets, not liabilities, your assets that grow over time sit in. This is how you pay your future self first. Every single time before I get paid from my own company, you all know me, I'm not going to deviate. I give God his 10%. After I give God his 10%, I pay myself. I invest into my future and I invest into my nephews and nieces' future. I do this before I pay the bills, before I go buy quote unquote bottles. And I've never bought a bottle in my entire life. Not one time. I've never seen the value of spending $600 on something that costs $40, $50. And I just don't. No disrespect, because I get it. The bartender, she said that's how they make the money. So I'm not going to knock that, but I just think that's just poor management of money. I do. That's just for me, right? That's just for me, right? Someone else may have the capital and they don't care about it. Cool, great, no problem. No problem. But did you know this interesting stat that just came out? I think it's homeowners. Homeowners in America are worth 40%, or not 40%, 40 times more than renters. Meaning, if this individual is a homeowner, they are 40 times wealthier than renters on average. This is not for everything, right? It's not for everyone, because renting is not a negative. But ownership is how we start building wealth. You see, the average Black family who are homeowners, has a net worth of $113,000. The average Black renter has a net worth of $5,000. These are not Anthony O'Neill stats. This stat came from the Urban Institute in 2024. I'm waiting for their study to actually open up because I want to see how those numbers change. So now, look at what we're saying. Look at what we're saying. Black homeowners, their net worth, meaning assets, they got $113,000, the average. But when you're just renting and you have no other assets, you're only worth about $5,000. Why is this so important to me? Because they say by 2054, African Americans will have zero to negative net worth. But by 2054, we're still going to be looking good in whatever we wear. We're still going to be at the club dropping money on bottles. We're still going to be, well, I ain't going to say that. Here's the action steps of what I really want y'all to do within this particular bucket. I want you to automate 22 to 25% of your income. Automatically, 10% goes to the local church. Then the next 12 to 15% of your income needs to go into retirement accounts and investment accounts. If you're not there yet to where you can't give 12 to 15%, then I want you to start with 1% and increase that every single month. I want you to open up a brokerage account like at SoFi or Public or Fidelity or Robinhood. I don't care. Even if you only have $5, I want you to start today. I need you to start today. As a matter of fact, check out this quick clip about the importance and how to open up a brokerage account today.
Check this out, family. Did you know that nearly 4 in 10 Americans still have zero money invested in the stock market? That's a gap where wealth is built or missed. If you're just saving, you're falling behind because the markets average close to about a 10% a year for a century, while your savings account is barely keeping up with inflation. I want to make this plain. If you wait just 5 years to start investing, you could lose out on hundreds of thousands of dollars in future wealth. That's not hype, that's real math. The wealthiest 10% of Americans now own over 90% of all stocks because they started and they stayed consistent. But here's the thing, you don't need to be rich to honestly get inside of the investing game. With platforms like SoFi Invest, Public, and Moomoo, you can open an account today, start with as little as $1, literally, and buy fractional shares of the same assets that have built generational wealth for millions. No commissions, 100% no excuses on your end. Listen, I need you to hear me clearly. Stop sitting on the sidelines. Go to anthonyoneil.com/invest right now to compare the top investing platforms and open your first investing account today. Your future self and your children's children will thank you for taking action right now. We have to start building wealth, not just watching others get rich. Do not let another year go by. As a matter of fact, don't let another day go by. Take the first step, family. Visit anthonyoneil.com/invest. Let's get to work. Let's start investing ASAP. Let's get back to the show.
If you don't own a home, I want you to make it a goal. I don't want you to rush into it because here's the truth. We're talking about our future self, right? A dream at the wrong time becomes a nightmare. So if you go from renting to home ownership early, that could become a liability and a nightmare. I wish somebody would have told me that. I really do. I think I'm gonna do a whole show. I'm gonna bring in my realtors, Keith and them. I want to talk about like how should we start home owning? Because I remember when I first bought my home in my young 20s in Tennessee, I bought a big home. I built a custom home. And I wish somebody would have told me to start small and buy a duplex. Live on the right-hand side and rent out the left-hand side and let the left-hand side pay for the entire mortgage. But no, even being the money guy, even teaching money, I was like, yo, I need to get into a nice home. I need to become a homeowner. While 50% of that was right, but how I was thinking at that time, I just really wish somebody would have taught me how to start small and then build my way up. Bucket number 2, okay? Bucket number 2, safety. This is, I call this your peace of mind bucket. This is where your emergency funds are, your insurance. This is what I call, I can sleep at night and be peaceful money. I'm going to say something that I think the mature mind will understand what I am saying. And I think the immature mind will probably be the ones to have a comment about this. This is the bucket to where you and your spouse can have amazing intimacy because you're not worried about how you're going to pay bills. This is the bucket that saves marriages. This is the bucket that prevents arguments inside of marriages. I think I'm going to bring on a marriage couple counsel and have a show about money and marriage because I am nowhere near the place where I can give relationship advice. Not qualified to give relationship advice. I am qualified to give money advice. And when I sit down and have a conversation with couples from our community, and I've had several, not just one. I've had several couples, and specifically wives. I'm gonna be honest with you. Say that, man, I cannot enjoy intimacy or sex with my husband because I am concerned and I'm thinking about how are we going to pay these bills? I'm thinking about how are we going to pay for my son's field trip? How are we going to pay for my daughter's prom? Like, I have all this distraction on me. And Anthony, I'm not trying to gross you out or give you too much information, but money is so heavy on us that we don't even really enjoy or think about intimacy in our marriage. So this bucket is the peace bucket. It doesn't solve all the problems, but at least it is a bucket to where you can sleep at night. You don't have to worry about when life happens. It will not destroy your family. It may make your family pause. It may make you step back and look at some things, but this bucket is going to allow you to still progress forward. This is the bucket to where you have a high yield savings account, not your checking account, not a regular savings account. This is the bucket where we put 3 to 6 months of net pay, not your expenses. I know for years I taught about save 3 to 6 months of expenses, and I still respect that philosophy. But for me, here's what I've learned: I don't want my life to change at all, because I've learned when I can keep doing the things that I've always been doing, I tend to make better decisions. When my back is up against the wall and I feel the stress, I react faster. Remember, I did a show from the book, and it talks about our fast side of our mind and the slow side of our mind. And we make bad decisions when we operate out of the fast side of our mental. And we make better informed thought decisions from our slow. So this bucket allows us to activate our slow mind and not necessarily move slower, but we don't feel the stress to make a quick decision. And then when we make that quick decision, we're like, daggone it, I should have did this, or daggone it, I should have said that. So this bucket gives you the room to sit back for 30 days, 60 days. And okay, wait. All right, do I want to go and apply for here? Or wait, do I want to go start a business? Or wait, do I want to go do this? Okay, wait. Okay, all right, babe, what do you think we should do? Okay, let's go talk to a financial advisor. Let's go talk to a coach. Let's go talk to our pastor. Let's go talk to someone else and get some other wisdom. Not move quickly. Not move quickly. This is the bucket that you have your insurance policies. This is the bucket that, man, when I have right now, I'm the healthiest I've ever been in my life. And it's so funny how at 40, how I even look at life, what I even tolerate in my life, and some of the goals in my life has changed. I was recently told I'm a little boring. I'm 42. I'm too old to be still having fun like I was in my 20s and young 30s. It's fun seeing my investment portfolio go up. It, it it's fun seeing my high yield savings account go up. It's fun writing books that's going to impact the culture and that's going to produce generational wealth for my children's children. It's fun golfing, and I don't have to worry about paying bills. It's fun being able to go to the hospital and do my annual checkup because I have the proper amount of health insurance and not worry about my health. It's fun when my doctor tells me, "Hey, man, you don't have diabetes." It's fun when I have a low month and I don't get stressed. Maybe it ain't that fun, but it for sure is peaceful. It is peaceful going to my mailbox and is not one envelope in there that I do not want to open. I don't have credit card bills and collection bills and debt collectors reaching out to me. But 54% of Americans say debt and emergencies are their number one concern. It's their number one reason they cannot build wealth and have a peace of mind. 54%. This bucket, if done right, provides that level of peace for you. This bucket is just as important as your future bucket. Because if you don't have the peace bucket, you'll never get to a brighter future. So here's the action steps for this particular bucket. Number one, I need you to open up a high yield savings account today. I need you to go from saving money in your checking account or saving money in your traditional, savings account. Why are you giving these big banks your money to sit there, allowing them to use your money, to loan your money out to other people, and they only pay you 0.01%? No. Move that money into another account that's going to pay you a higher yield. So that way your emergency fund is growing without you even putting any more money in it. And what you're going to do is set up automatic transfers every single time you get paid to go inside of that bucket. Even if it's just $10, you're going to put money inside of it. As a matter of fact, check out this quick commercial about the best savings accounts you can open today.
Listen, family, if your savings account is earning less than 1%, you're literally donating money back to the bank. You see, traditional savings accounts are paying pennies, while high yield savings accounts are paying dollars. And the gap is costing you real wealth every single year. I want to get real with you here real quick. On $10,000, a regular bank might pay you $40 a year, but a top high yield savings account, that's $400 to $500 a year just for moving your money. That's hundreds of extra dollars in your pocket. No extra work, no risk, and your money stays safe and FDIC insured. Nearly 1 in 4 Americans have zero emergency savings, and most who do are missing out on free money by leaving their cash in lazy accounts. The high yield savings account is the fastest, simplest upgrade you can make to hit your emergency fund and short-term goals faster. So listen, stop letting your hard-earned dollars stay lazy. Visit anthonyoneal.com/savings. Compare the best high yield savings accounts and open yours in literally 2 minutes. Every extra dollar of interest gets you closer to financial freedom. So please do not wait. Don't let another year go by earning pennies. Go to anthonyoneal.com/savings. Let your money start working for you today. All right, let's get back to the show.
So now once you do that, the next thing in this bucket, y'all, is you got to review your insurance policies. For me, term life insurance is a must. If you have a family or loved ones who you love, you got to protect them. And you got to protect your margin. Because peace is the breeding ground, the foundation to wealth building. Which leads me into the last bucket, which is bucket number 3, your dream bucket. I call this, for me, dream bucket for sure, but this is like my purpose bucket. This is the bucket that I believe is all about me and what makes me feel happy and somewhat fulfilled. Because we've covered our future, right? We've covered our peace. Now let's have a little bit of fun. This is when you're saving for home ownership, for your dream home. This is so you can have an amazing family vacation. You don't have to go on Carnival and spend $200 to be around a bunch of people. Well, let me be quiet, because some of y'all still do Carnival and I don't want to knock it, right? Carnival, I enjoy it. I went on it Not last year. My daughters went to go to, we did Royal for her graduation. But we've done Carnival together as families before. But this bucket allows you to travel wherever you want to travel. This bucket is if you want to go back to school and get education, get a certificate, continue growing. This bucket is your giving, and your legacy is inside of it. This is the down payment fund. This is the college fund. This is the, oh my gosh, like whew. This is where you fund your vision, not just your survival. This is when this is the bucket that you save for your dream car. This is your bucket. This is you and your spouse's bucket. This is the bucket that gets you excited. Did you know, I was reading this article the other day because I'm doing a paper for my school, and I came across this study on Pew Research from 2024, and it says 1 in 3 Black families say they've never taken a family vacation due to money. But families who save for dreams specifically are 2 times more likely to achieve them and to take that vacation. When I read this article, I stopped and I paused because it's true. My mom and stepfather got married at the south of the border, so they didn't even have a wedding, never went on a honeymoon. And watch this. For 27 years, they never went on a vacation. And when I say vacation, I'm talking about get on a flight, just them two, and go somewhere and enjoy. When me, my sister, and my brother found that out, that they never even had a honeymoon, that they never did anything, that bothered me. I'm 27 at the time. So my mom and them had to be what? Late 30s, early 40s? Well, no, should be 40s. My mom was 20 when she had me. So 27, 37, 40. So my mom was almost 47, 48 years old, never been on vacation. So we sent our parents on a vacation. For their anniversary that year, we sent them on a cruise. We gave them money to spend on a cruise. Don't worry about nothing, mom and dad. Thank you for being amazing parents. And we sent them on a vacation. Inside of this dream bucket, it is not just my dream, but it's how can I help the dreams of my parents happen? Every year, me and my father, biological father, we get away and we go golfing. Last year, I took him to Las Vegas for a whole week and we golfed. We didn't worry about nothing. My dad didn't worry about nothing. I bought his flight. I bought him his own hotel room and I got him a suite at one of the top floors. I remember he was so high, he called my mom, his wife, and said, "Babe, look where Anthony got me. Look at this room." And my mom called and says, "Well, I need to fly out there, babe. I need to come." We're golfing on some of the top, most luxury golf courses. That's a dream. That's a dream that I'm able to spend time with my father who sacrificed for me, whose blood is running through my veins. Eat at high-end restaurants. That's a dream. And I pray my son can do that for me one day. For this particular bucket, I need you to open up a totally different high-yield savings account for your dream. And I want you to label that on your budget, dream account. And even if you don't have major dreams right now, I want you to be intentional about putting money into that bucket. So whenever a new dream comes, you can be like, man, I've already been saving for you. Maybe your dream is to take your children to Israel. Maybe your dream is to take your kids to Ghana, Africa to be with us. Maybe your dream is to own a home in another country. I don't know. But label that account dream. And don't forget to automate a small amount every single time you get paid to your dream account. And have a conversation with your spouse. Talk about your dreams. Talk about, and when I say dreams, I really want you to hear me. Don't say my dream is to get debt free. That's in the other two buckets. No, what is your dream? And start saving for it. Give. Generosity is one of the key ingredients to building wealth. My dream is to be, and it's to stay into, not stay into, but stay in the top 1% of tithers and givers at my local church. Not because it's a competition, because I know the more that I give back to God, then the more He can trust me with. And if God can trust me with more, then the more I can leave my children, the more I can hire more Black people and touch more lives, the more I can fulfill some of my dreams and desires and my wife's dreams and desires. And heck, let's be real. I want to be able to give my kids some of their dreams and desires before they even leave. I want to be such an impression on my daughter's life that when a man, hopefully a Black man, finds her, that she's not impressed easily because her father has set the bar automatically. I want to be so strong. Oh, my dream is that if I'm blessed to have a daughter, that when her husband finds her, that one, she's not easily impressed, but then two, she's going into the marriage as an asset. She ain't got debt. She got a check and a good career and a great mind. I saw the internet go off of my boy, Latarius Whitfield, because his wife wanted to chip in for the wedding. My dream is that my daughter and my son are so financially set and secure that they can chip in for their own wedding. I don't know if I would want to pay for a wedding. I let them pay for the wedding. You got the money. I invested money into you. You can go buy a house. I want to make sure that my resources and that my tools is helping you with life, not just with one day. So my daughter can go to her fiance and say, "Hey, babe, you know what? I want to get married here." And my parents invested so much into me, and I've been investing that, and I can chip in half of it too, because this is what I desire and this is what I want. We're not going to borrow no money. My parents taught me better than that. They positioned me better than that. Do you know how many brothers will be happy about that? Oh, that's my dream. I'm dreaming too much, huh? No, I ain't. Listen, let's get practical real quick before we end today's show. How do you set up your 3 buckets this week? Very first thing is I want you to spend the rest of this week, going into next week, being intentional about setting them up. And I'm going to give you the steps here. Step number 1 is I want you to open up 3 separate accounts, one for each bucket: your future account, your dream account, and your safety account. All right. Step number 2, I want you to automate some of the transfers. Even if it's just $5, $10, and $50 into it, I want you to set it and forget it, right? And as your income increases, so does your contribution into these accounts need to increase. Once you get out of debt, then you should really be maxing out these accounts, specifically your future account, right? Step 3, I want you to review the last 90 days of your budget, and I want you to adjust moving forward for the next 90 days. So this means that you're pulling up your bank statement, you're pulling up your credit card statements, and you're going to really get detailed and say, okay, what have we spent our money on the last 90 days? And what are we going to change the next 90 days so we can really start building out these buckets? And for the next 90 days, I want you to ask yourself 2 questions. Are you on track? Right? Can you increase your contributions? If I have any extra money coming in, where can we bump up in one of our buckets? And then step number 4, this is a very important one. Involve your family. And when I say your family, I'm talking about your spouse and your children and possibly your parents. Why is this important? Because your spouse and your children, well, off the top, you and your spouse need to be on the same page. If you're single like myself, make sure that your family knows, like, hey, I'm being super intentional for the rest of 2026 to really build out these 3 buckets that I learned from AO. And so, no, mom, I won't be able to give you money. No, friend, I won't be able to do this. I had my mom asked me for something just recently, and I told her mom, I said, yo, I can't do that this month because it's not in the budget for this month, but I can definitely look into it next month. I got you, right? I'll add it to the budget because I couldn't take it away from any of the buckets, right? And y'all, I have the funds, but I didn't allocate it. And that wasn't a need. It was a want. Oh my gosh. I'm not going to fulfill somebody else's wants by taking away from my needs. No mama, no daddy, no sibling, no friend, no girlfriend. And I'm guilty of that. I am guilty of pulling from my buckets to fulfill a young lady who I'm dating once, trying to impress her. I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of pulling from my need and giving money to some of my family members once. I just had a family member too, just a couple of weeks ago, call me and ask me for thousands of dollars. And while I love all of my family, I said no. Because I can't afford to rob from my future. I can't afford to rob from my needs. I can't afford to not position myself to be the best husband I possibly can whenever I get married. I can't afford to rob opportunities from my staff and from my team members to make more money to fulfill their dreams and needs. No. So you got to talk with your family about the buckets at the dinner table. Talk to your kids about each one of these buckets and then teach them how to get their own buckets as well. And then step number 5, which is the last step, you got to protect the system. Do not dip into your future or safety buckets for your own ones, and especially for their ones. Use your dream buckets for what matters most to you, what fulfills you and your family, not somebody else's family. Because remember, I've said this several times. The moment you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. The scripture reminds us that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. That's in Proverbs 13, verse 22, I think. Fam, wealth isn't just about money. It's about freedom. It's about peace. It's about legacy. And when you set up these 3 buckets, you're not just building for yourself. You're building for your children's children. This system honors God. It protects your family, and it gives you the margin to say yes to opportunities and no to stress. And let's be real. The system is rigged to keep us spending money, not saving money. To keep us paying interest, not receiving interest. But when you automate these buckets, you flip the script. You put your money to work for you, not the other way around. Listen, go set up these 3 accounts. Go set up these 3 buckets. Spend some time. Think about it, process it. Share this video with a friend or a family member who needs to build their buckets. Share this with your young kids. Share this with your young adults who are your kids. Share this on the internet. Let's hold each other accountable, especially within our community in the Black. Because we're getting out of the red and we're getting in the Black. One bucket at a time. It was your boy, Anthony O'Neill. I'm going to drop some of the links in the show description to help you with fulfilling these buckets. And I'll see you in the next show. Peace out.